I'm going to try to be quick, but there's a lot to discuss on this, the second day of January 2017, and a lot going on. If you just look at this weather map, you can see lots going on. So we had some precipitation move through today. There's some freezing rain up here in Pennsylvania, rain overnight and into the early part of this day in West Virginia. You see this front set up here. There's a lot of rain down in North Carolina occurring. As a matter of fact, there's even been some localized flooding down that way. The second area of low pressure or wave precipitation is going to move in overnight, and quite a bit of rain is going to fall. So moving forward, we can see now it's coming up to the west here, getting overrunning rain, and then that's into tomorrow. So a lot of rain tomorrow and tonight and tomorrow with this complex system here, and then finally moving out on Wednesday when sort of the front kind of moves through, and we'll see some cooler air on the other side of this, which sets up an interesting end of the week. So how much rain are we talking about? So in total here, you're seeing here in the eastern part of North Carolina another about an inch, inch and a half of precipitation could fall, as well as southeastern Virginia, maybe up to an inch or 3/4 to an inch, and then 3/4 of an inch rain over the Piedmont. That's all coming up. It's a pretty good little shot of rain. Again, even rain down here into areas that really need it because of the drought. What happens next is kind of interesting, and we'll see what happens, because right now I'm really skeptical or not certain over the next several days what could happen here weather-wise. So here we are on Thursday, and you can now see cold air is infiltrating the entire country. This was shown up or shown on the model several days ago back. The cold air will be infiltrating the entire nation and moving and spilling east. It's very strong areas of high pressure pressing cold air. Arctic fronts driven away down here into the south parts of Florida, and a secondary front bringing in colder air. This is Thursday. Friday. This little disturbance here is a little interesting. There's a chance that a little bit of light snow could occur in the area. We'll have to see if it does or doesn't. 30% showing up on the National Weather Service forecast models. Right now things seem to be light, if anything, but interesting nonetheless. Then we have day 5 here. We're seeing, this is for Friday, or Saturday. We're not really showing much here on this forecast map, but I gotta tell you, it's not so clear cut. As of now, the National Weather Service is not really predicting anything here on the East Coast. But that's not really what the forecast model started showing last night. Both the European and the American GFS model do show a little bit of a disturbance moving through this area, and I really would say the southern half of Virginia down to the northern half of North Carolina really need to be on the lookout for potential for snow this coming weekend. I'm not convinced one way or the other. I'm not convinced it's big or small, actually, at this point, because none of the models are very clear. I actually see none of the models really clear. I should say the European model has been pretty consistent with a pretty light system, if anything. It's the GFS model that's been all over the place, showing a big system, backing off for about 48 hours, and then bringing it back on. But in general, I mean, this system on last night's run. This is not this morning's run. Last night's run, this low came a little further north, and there was a lot of snow coming into Virginia. It's a pretty prolific snow event, actually. I mean, 12 inches or more in this system. It's a powerful system. There are things that are working against it and things working for it. That would mean that snow would come into Virginia. Ironically, this has shifted, not ironically, but not surprisingly, it shifted south this morning, in south and east. So I'm probably one frame ahead of where it would really want to go. So this is 138, so you see the low pressure system much further south. Honestly, this has been kind of the play of this storm on the model for a very long time, is that North Carolina areas get snow, and it's not up in Virginia. Now, the trend of the season has been that as the low pressure system gets closer to the event, it moves north. So I'd say Virginia, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, even New Jersey, we all need to watch out for a potential snowstorm this weekend, but I'm not convinced one way or the other. I mean, until the models kind of come to consensus, we won't know. And as we go even beyond this weekend, we can see that below normal forecast temperatures here for our area, kind of centered on Virginia. This is a 6 to 10 day forecast. Then as we go into the period beyond this, we see warm air kind of overtaking the southern part of the country. Cold out here in the Pacific Northwest. Not surprised, that's been kind of the trend this year. But normal temperatures for us, which I mean for us this time of year, low 40s, mid upper 40s to around 50, depending on where you are. Low 40s up here, down into the mid upper 40s to low 50s down in North Carolina. So you're seeing normal temperatures. The thing that's interesting is precipitation stays at or slightly above normal as far as prospects. So I would say there's some chances maybe we could see some wintry weather. I'm not sure. I'm convinced one way or the other. What I can tell you is this: wow, this western part of the United States, Sierra, flood-stricken areas here, California, are just going to do insane over this week. I mean, we're talking 40, 50, 60 inches of snow, maybe even more in areas. So this tends to look like it's going to continue. So California's drought is being worked on. Even in the 8 to 14 day period, we got a little drier look, but normal to normal areas as far as precip. But here we go again, and these drought areas are really getting a lot of rain and snow out here in the west, which is good news. But anyway, for us, it's kind of the forecast. What I tell you is this week, let's just stay monitoring what goes on, and the fact that every forecast model run is going to give us a shift, probably where that precipitation goes within North Carolina. Until I see some consistency between the global models, I would say right now I have a pretty high confidence that between Thursday and Saturday, areas of the Mid-Atlantic are going to probably see some snow. The amount of snow could be anything from a dusting to showers to a light accumulation to maybe even a big system if the GFS is right. As of now, I would probably point towards a moderate system that affects North Carolina into southern parts of Virginia, and snow probably in a larger area and a lighter form up into Virginia and Maryland. That's kind of my gut, but that's just my gut at this point. Models have a lot of work to do to give me some kind of sense of what's going to happen. All for now.